Jay from Team DMA, welcome back. This video is going to be for the $25 budget deck. I'm gonna talk briefly and then we're gonna get into the duel. So first off, I was given a challenge by one of the YouTubers of doing like a $15 to $20 deck, and I refused because I know that they're not good enough when you're going against like tier 1 and tier 0 that have like 8 negates per turn. And in my AC-130, my full build, I've had 6 negates or 7, and the tier 0, tier 1 can still break the board. Now, there's a lot of people that don't believe that, or they believe that I'm in fantasy stories. All you have to do is look at my videos. The duels that I'm dueling are violent. Some of the decks are sick. And I still win, but I'm just saying it's hard to do with like a $10 deck or a $15 deck. It's really hard. So for me, I don't like those type of decks because you don't win a lot of duels. So I did 3 matches and I won 1 and I lost the other 2. I didn't want to do anymore because it was a waste of time. So I did singles and I did 10 singles and I lost 5 and I won 5. So that's a 50% win rate. That's a F. If you remember in school. So for me, a good deck is 80% is passing. That's in my opinion. And that's how I built my deck. I have to win 80% of my duels to pass. So this is the last duel that I had with the old version. And I did an update to the deck with a few cards. I think it's just $1 or $2 extra. And the deck functions a lot better. Now, keep in mind, I have access to the extra deck because I have all the cards in my room. Like, I have the actual real cards. So, lucky for me. Now, people that are playing online, you can have the full access too. The reason why I didn't want to do it like one Dragon Knight and then one Crawley and that's it is because I have all the cards in real life. Like, I can play everything. I'm just helping people out with budget. So, we're gonna go through the deck. A lot of funny things happen because I forgot I didn't have Magician Souls and I kept thinking that the game was glitching. I was tripping. Okay, so we'll start off with Illusion, Rod. So here I did a misplay because I shouldn't have sent Jester to the top of the deck. I should have sent Illusion because I need to still play the Spellbook engine, right? So Rod to Salvation. We're gonna link and prepare for the Bestial. We're gonna go ahead and from there go into the Dark Magicians. Now I didn't like the 50% win rate because, like I said, for me that's trash. That's failing. So when you do against Rogue, you have like a 90% win rate. You win almost all your duels. The problem is when you enter into meta, mid meta, and top meta, because the mid meta and top meta, if you don't slow them down, they act like if they're tier 1. They can bring 5 monsters per turn, and then they can bring out really nasty boss monsters. By the time you know it, they can have 5 or 6 negates on you. Even though they're meta, those are just basic. So for that reason, I opted out to start using my extra deck. I held back as much as I could, but when I know I'm gonna lose, I start tapping into the extra deck power. Salvation. Set, activate, and then the card that pulled out was a Breakthrough Skill. Now, Breakthrough Skill is good, but it's not good when you're playing against mid-meta and above. Like mid-meta, top tier, tier 2, tier 1, tier 0. It doesn't work with those decks. It only works with Rogue and low-level meta. So low-level meta can establish somewhere around 2 to 3 negates, no more. They never go past that because that's their max. And once you go into mid and higher meta, and then like tier 2, tier 1, tier 0, those decks can establish a crazy amount, and also special summon like crazy. And you see me duel on my channel, like my regular duels. There's people that if you count the special summon, they can do 30. People are not paying attention to what's going on. I'm doing it against some nasty tier 1, tier 0 decks. And Breakthrough Skill is not good enough to stop those tier 1, tier 0, so you're not going to be making it. You're not even going to be making it against the mid-level or the strong side of meta. You're not going to make it guaranteed. So these cards were switched for Skildren. I'll show you the profile when I'm done. So we're gonna go ahead and activate Eternal, draw, and then draw again. He's gonna go ahead and Infinite Impermanence. Karibo. So if you know this profile, this guy's gonna be removing, banishing stuff from the graveyard and the field. They can also negate. So we're gonna be blocking him. So from there, since he's seen that I block it, he's gonna be going into his link. The effect is to special summon and gets to draw. Everything's turned into zombie. So it's gonna, as long as the field spell is on the field, that card can keep coming back and triggering its effects. So we're gonna try to get rid of it. So we're gonna negate it before it starts banishing stuff. Feather is gonna play Super Poly. So when you see me duel with my top tier, like my top tier version of the AC 130, I usually have 4 to 5 negates. So when you see my duel, the evenly matched don't resolve. I don't let the Super Poly resolve. Dark Ruler No More doesn't resolve. Almost none of the cards that are over OP, like overpower, I don't let any of them resolve because I have plenty of negations on the back. Even Super Poly that says can be negated, I have ways to negate it. I do it all the time. When I was playing against I think it was Israel's first place national champion, the world champion. This was, I think, three weeks ago or a month ago. There was like 4 guys that brought the profile, and one of them had similar to the original champion deck, and that guy had 3 Super Polys, and you saw me negate them. I negated the Super Polys. It wasn't with Eternal. So I'm just letting you know this is the $25 version. So we're gonna go ahead and get rid of that monster right now before it's too late. Hitting with the circle. He gets another Super Poly. Special to draw. Draw more. So we're gonna negate that. And that's gonna give us the ability to trigger our illusion, Dark Magician. And also banish a card. And also chain. And we're gonna go ahead and bring our Dark Magician Girl. He's drawing like crazy. So he can actually banish the Eternal, but he chose the circle because a lot of these guys, they think I'm playing Magician Souls. And sometimes when they get the circle, I'll just go around with the Magician Souls and banish their Fenrir. So that's why he's concerned. So he's in urgency to get rid of the circle. So at this point, you can see in the white letters, I'm letting them know it's like a $25 to $30 deck. So in a technical sense, it doesn't stand a chance. You can't beat these decks. It's impossible. So luckily, you know, I have experience with the Dark Magician deck, so I know a thing or two of what to do. The timing has to be right, and also your opponent doing a few misplays helps a lot with these budget decks that are like $20, $25. Fenrir. So here, if you could tell, he actually did us a favor because on the comment section, we let him know it was a $20 to $25 deck, which it is. Doesn't have Magician Souls or nothing. The most expensive card there, I think, is that one, the Illusion of Chaos, but it's only, what, $3, $4, $5? It's nothing. So he did us the favor and banished the Salvation. Dark Magician, Dark Magic Attack. We're gonna get rid of the Fenrir first. It's gonna go ahead and attack. So at this point, like, remember what I taught you guys? It's not about winning the turn, you have to win the duel. So I don't know if he can chain a spell, but if he can, I have to Omni negate it, like a feather or something, so I have to be cautious. So I'm gonna take all the attacks until I can't attack, until I can't take any more. And since he didn't activate nothing, I went ahead and chained and brought Dark Mission, stop the attack battle phase. So now we Omni negate that. So I could have gone into Dragon Knight, but at this point, in a technical sense, we already lost the duel, right? We lost it like 2 turns ago. So it's pointless. We're wasting our time. He's wasting his time. So I'm just gonna tap into the extra deck full power at this point. So on the bottom, the white letters, you can see me apologizing because I'm gonna go into Dragoon. He doesn't know it yet. So we're gonna go ahead and pop his monster. We're not affected. We're gonna go ahead and attack. So here we're gonna have one spell negation, one Omni negate with the Dragoon, and then he still has to deal with the Dragoon. So it's kind of hard for him to do it, but we have to turn the tides. If we would have kept playing the $20 to $25 deck, you're gonna lose. So you have to switch up to the power. So for once, I agree with the Dark Mission community, which most of them play fake. They're fake players. Dragoon works excellent against Rogue and low-level meta, but when you go to top tier, it sucks. So in this case, it's excellent, Dragoon. So we're gonna Omni negate that. Rod. So at that point, he surrenders. So with the Rod, we're gonna be entering into the circle. We got Circle, Banish, Dragoon, and the right hand. So the only thing that the deck was included is $20 to $25 for the deck, but adding to that, I added the Dark Magician's fusion and then Dragoon, and it's pretty good. So we're gonna go and look at the actual profile so you can see what it looks like. So I'm gonna pause the video here and we're gonna go take a look. So here we are. So this is the $25. If you think I'm lying, get your calculator out and go through it. So most of these cards are a few cents. In fact, a lot of these cards, and people who bought decks from me, most of these cards I give them to people for free. Like they're just free because they're just a few cents. So the Illusion of Chaos being like $3, $4, or even $5, and the Magician's Soul is gone and everything, it brings the deck all the way down to $20 to $25 is what the deck is worth. So the drastic changes. So this is for Adele, Listen Up, or anybody else. The drastic changes that I did on the deck, I ended up pulling the spellbook engine out that had doubles, and I opted out for a second circle and a second eternal because now you're heavily relying on skill drain, the Trinity, which is the circle, eternal soul, and skill drain. That's what you're relying on. Nobody cares about your extra deck. When you do that combo can even win against top tier. The only issue with that is making sure that they don't shut it off because they will be popping your back row. So with that, obviously you have the right hand here, and then you have the Dark Bribe to get that one card that's going to be causing you issues. If you're already into the duel, like in the mix, having the Dragoon on board or the Naruto helps out a lot because when you look at it all together, you have somewhere around 6 negations for back row destruction with the right hand, with the Bribe, with the Dragoon, with the Naruto. And what is it? I think that's pretty much it. I had a village, but I pulled it out because, like I said, I don't like village. And then a lot of people summon spellcasters and break out of it, so I don't want to waste my time. I want to make sure my negates are negates, and that's it. No hidden fees. But that's pretty much. This is pretty much the deck. If anybody wants to try this deck, it's $20 to $25. So I did hit my goal. It's a miracle. It's really, really good deck. I pulled out the third Dark Magician to replace it for a second Apprentice Illusion because it's better to search it and then also have double attack boost, and then it definitely helps to make the Naruto a lot faster. So try this profile out. So on your deck, all you have to alter is, I think, one Apprentice Illusion and then switching for Skill Drain. And I think the only other card is the Grave of the Secret Ancient Organism. I don't know if you're missing any other card, but this is the advanced format of yours. You can play the version you're playing, but if you want to go into killing top tier with the budget that's like 20, 25, it's unheard of, but this isn't a joke. It can do it. This is the profile here. It's the AC 130 at a $20 to $25 version, which is impossible. This is why last time I posted the world's most powerful Dark Magician budget deck, because no other Dark Magician budget can compete with this profile, guaranteed 100%. If anybody wants to challenge me, go ahead and challenge me with a deck that is $25 to $20. See if you can beat me. You won't be able to. This deck, me personally, since I've been gathering cards, a lot of these cards I got for free. So for me, the deck mainly was probably just like $5, the deck. So that gives me room to play $20 into the deck. And because of that, I can fill up the spots on my extra deck, making the deck about $25 to $30 with everything included. And people are gonna argue and say, no, the Dragoon's 15 to 20. Yeah, because people are not smart. I bought it when it was like $8, $9, so I can squeeze it in. And the Dark Missions and everything. I buy everything when it's cheap. So, what is the financially savvy? So this is pretty much the deck, Adele. Try to copy, see what cards you're missing. I guess the rest I'm gonna have to give them away to you for free. I have to go shopping. I have to go look for them. I know it's gonna be 3 skill drain. The grave, secret ancient organism. You're gonna need the village. You can substitute it for dark bribe. That's fine. But the problem with the village is you won't be able to stop the evenly matched. So I suggest playing a bribe or something that can stop traps. Even if you want to play the left hand instead of the right hand, or you want to play both. And that's it. That's it for the deck, man. This is the profile. Now to end the video, Jay, what are the win ratios of these? Now we're talking. This deck crushes the rogue. It crushes the low level meta, the mid level, and it's on par with the top meta. It does nothing to you. Like they do 3 negates, the deck doesn't do nothing, and you crush it. And it's able to steal wins from top tier decks. I'm being serious. If anybody has any questions or concerns, let me know. I already uploaded a similar deck to this, but it didn't have the extra deck, and I was winning against top tier decks. They were just like basic top tier, because the way that I see the decks, like when I'm ranking them, because I'm noticing the cards they're playing, because meta just means when you type it in on Google, it just tells you that it's the best result of an outcome of a deck. So everyone changes to that and makes it meta. So basically what it's saying is everybody's playing specific ratios of cards, and also specific cards that help you win. And the percentage of those cards in the deck in the ratios are a high win rate. So it's the best way. So that's what the meta is. But I've noticed in ranking you have rogue, and a lot of people that are meta lie and try to act like they're top tier. So I'll show you an example. The famous YouTubers love to say Dark Nation versus meta, this versus meta, that versus meta. And when you pay attention to their duels, they never deal with top tier, tier 2, tier 1, or tier 0. Never. They can't, because they can't beat them. So in reality, they suck. To me, meta is just the basic 3 negates per turn, which is the basic hand traps. They have evenly matched, Ash, draw infinite impermanence, all that garbage. To me, that's meta, and to people they can't beat that. But to me, that's trashy. I'm far above that. I like more of the tier 1 and tier 0 style, which incorporates somewhere around 8 negates per turn, and they can out anything you have. I have a video. I gotta end the video, but I have a video of a deck that's undefeated, and he's able to out everything, and he outs my board. I have 6 or 7 negates. I could be wrong. I think I had 8. I had like 8 negates on the board, and the guy outed it all, and I still won the duel. So for Loza, that was Loza, how you were saying earlier yesterday, that I play, I only win because I play against people that don't know how to play. What are you gonna say against that? And that's the thing about a lot of players. When you turn around and ask them, what about you? What tier 1, tier 0 decks you've won? They haven't won any. So it's not venting. It's more like the deck is working. I don't have to show off. I don't have to lie. I don't have to say nothing. The deck talks for itself. So gotta end the video. The video's gone way too long. Check this out. 60 monsters, 15 spells, 9 traps. This is the profile. This is what's working. And it's going to take you up to the next level. The extra deck, you can complete it with time. But if you do manage to complete it, it's broken. With that having been said, you guys, the deck is $20 to $25, and the extra deck is about 20. So the whole deck complete, I got it for a lot cheaper, but to complete the deck nowadays, you're probably looking at somewhere around $35 to $40. But I mean, you can't beat it for that price. If you don't want that, just take out the extra deck monsters and make the deck $20. So that's pretty much it. That being said, Dark Magic Deck